as Ray Heron, the master distributor for Oliabo, my sponsor, always states there are two things. Well, actually, it was Jim Rohn, that taught him. There are two things that people want the most. They want a shortcut to better health. Most people go, well, I'm healthy. Yeah, until you're not, right? And all that stuff that doesn't seem like there's a problem is already building up within you. And it's not like, you don't change your oil in your car. It still runs for another 20-odd thousand kilometers until one day it doesn't. And then it's catastrophic. So that's one key. So a shortcut to better health. But we all know if we're not having great health, oh, my goodness. So, look at the people, the graphics on the screen here. It's not my doing. This is the company for you brand new people. We have this theme. It's kind of 1950s, 60s. Everybody was great back then. We still are today. We just got bigger and wider and heavier, right? And life's a little more tougher. Wasn't like when we were kids or, I was a kid then. Maybe I'm dating you guys. And it's got an Italian theme. Why is that? Because it's the greatest health story. It's never been told. 7,500 years ago, people, the Sumerians were talking about it, the Egyptians all the way through to 2,000 years later, the Romans, and now we're here 2,000 years later, and science just started to unlock it. And that's the olive tree. Think about the olive tree. I'll preempt this whole training on our pay plan with what we have for a product. The olive tree is the #1 longevity plant on this planet. Think about this. The olive grows where we get our product from, out of Italy in the blue zones. Blue zones where the people live more than 100 years, not a little village, whole areas. There's 14 of them in Italy. Where are they? Right in the middle where all these ancient olive groves are. And those trees are 2,000 years old, 1,000 years old, 500, 600, 400 years old. No other tree, no other fruit-producing trees or berry bush shrubs produce fruit after around 15 to 20 odd years, except in this region of the world in the olive tree. Now, if that tree has developed a property, one, to live 2,000 years, but then to develop a fruit, that longevity property, it comes in the form of phytonutrients and polyphenols. And then that fruit is a food. And that's the #1 anti-aging food in the world. So if you can partake of all those properties in the tree, so it's not just from the oil. That's what these people in the blue zones have done for hundreds and hundreds of years. They consume high phenolic extra virgin olive oil every single day. But what has our company done? They've taken the whole tree, the oleuropein, one of the polyphenols from the leaves, the verbascicide from the pulp and the seed, the oleocanthal, nature's best anti-inflammatory from the oil, the squalane from the tree, the hydroxytyrosol from the tree, and they put it in this great packaging. But that, everything I just told you, is in 4 capsules, 3 different products daily. Pop it in, and what happens? You folks are already on it. 4 to 5 to 6 days, everybody's getting fabulous results. And then we have topical product for when you have pain, instant relief. And then what other than this? To put on your face and make yourself look younger. Lots of gals here are doing that as well. So we want to look happy. We want to look better. Life's supposed to feel this way. And, there's one way you can feel better. That's take this, a big financial debt worry that you carry around with you, right? World's not great at the moment. There's a lot of things on everyone's plate. It's not looking that rosy at the moment. But there's one way, be like a boxer and duck and weave and make your own way. Have a plan. And that's with a great pay plan. Now, I've been in this industry. I'm going to preempt this. Some of you know. But since the first Tuesday of January, 1992. So what gives me the right to tell you what's a good pay plan and not a good pay plan? I've been through them all. Haven't done 1,000 different companies. A.L. Williams, Skybiz, Enliven, Free Life, I Am Global, with one I had co-ownership with, 3TN, Accelerate, and maybe 1 or 2, and I was master distributor of Accelerate, and LifeWave. What was that? 5, 6, 7, 8. And back in October 2010, I quit counting. And some of you on the call have seen those checks because I was up to 21.6 million cash I'd earned, saved. But, you know, I'm not a guy, there's no Ferraris around me, none of that stuff. Just never, ever done that. But I've lived all around the world, always on an island, had a great life. And nothing makes me better than when I'm helping people, one, get better health. That's the key to this. 4 times was with health companies. And it was great to see people solving their health problems. And I have to swear that this product is the best I've seen overall for everything. It's incredible what it's doing. And who knew, right? Thousands of years, it's been right there in front of our eyes. And now we're the first one to bring it to you. But then in all the other companies I've done, the pay plans have been good. Yeah, I got to the top, but you know what always bothered me? There were all these hoops you had to jump through. There were all these requirements. You know how they are. They always go like precious stones, you know, a ruby, an emerald, a diamond, a black pearl, you know, and you got to get to each one of these levels. You free life people, remember director 1, 2, 3, 4, ambassador 1, 2, 3, 4, royal ambassador. All those levels, yeah, they're good achievements. You know what they are? They are ceilings where if you don't get what the company makes you jump through, it's like you feel like you belong in a circus and you're the crier, hey, look into the room, right, center one, and we got the high trapeze artist, but then you got to come out and be the little clown in the small car, and then you got to go out and tame the lions. And there's so many things the average mom and dad, they can't juggle, and they miss the mark. And guess what happens? The bulk of the money goes into the company's pocket. I'm not saying this profession's not good. It's fabulous. It's made, you know, I told you all, here's a good thing. I want you to shoot for this mark. Maybe you don't like this guy, Donald Trump, but 2.5 months ago, he gave a talk from the White House and he spoke about the economy, but then he quoted a very powerful statistic for our profession. In the US, now look, I know in Australia, you guys make way more than 100,000 a year, but everything in Australia costs crazy. In the United States, if you make 100, their average mean income is 21,600, by the way. If you make 100,000 a year, you're in the top 1%. Remember, there's 330 million of them. So probably 140, 150, 60 are income earners. A lot more in Australia. 100,000, you're in the top 1% income earner in that country. I know you're not Americans. Just give an example. Do you know what 92.38% of those income earners are? No offense, fellas. Women. And they're all in one profession. Direct sales, network marketing, MLM. It's a ticket to write your own way out of your problems. So this pay plan is the simplest, best one I've ever come across. That's why I came out of retirement. That's why I said yes to Joe and Gordon Morton. They built a company 10 years ago. They stopped. They're back at it now, 10 years later. That company ran for 15 years, $1 billion a year in sales. They've done it again, but now they bought us this. So let's get into it. You're going to, and I'm going to use, as I go through this, you know, the average team member in my team is around 320 points. Why is that? $110 for Prima, 110 points. There's the very first thing. 99% of the companies, they'd be $110, 50 points or 60 points, right? They all skim 40 to 50% off the top. We pay all of it. So 110 points. This $55, 55 points. This $27, 25 points. When you add them all together, it's very simple to see. Here he comes. Nigel's coming in late. So, but I'm just going to use the minimum. I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to inflate the pay plan at all. Everyone went and got the core product, just the minimum. So let's go through it. Me plus 3, because that's the key to getting to the top. If you haven't been to the top of a pay plan, maybe you go, never, not me, never could happen, never earned that kind of money at all. How about we think about what you want to do with this pay plan? You want to make more than the minimum payment on your credit card? Haven't done that for a long time? You got a pesky loan? Maybe you got talked to by your bank manager and he convinced you to get those 4 or 5 credit cards that you got and that other loan, you can consolidate it. You went, wow, Frank, the manager, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll do that. And you got this $680 payment and you thought you were in the easy street. And then all of a sudden, 3, 4, 5 months later, the bank issued you 3 or 4 or 5 more credit cards. And now you got that loan plus all the other credit card debt again. Pretty slippery trick, right? But they get you all the time. So I'm going to help you solve those things. I don't care what it is. But if I can help you, that's what this whole thing's about. So me plus 3, this will get you to the top of the pay plan. So we want you to have a lifestyle. Teach 3 to build 3. It's this simple. So a person comes on board, Angus, you order Premio, $110, 110 points. Our company pays out 50%, not up to 50. Everyone says up to 50%. That's simple. $110, 110 points into all the bonus systems, 100 points paid out right away. How's it work? $50, 50 points runs the show for the company. Pretty simple. 50% goes to the company. That pays for all of Italy, all the olive groves, all of the harvesting of all the olives, all the pressing, all the science behind it, all of the putting the product together, getting it to North America, then in North America, packaging it, and getting it to you guys and running the office in Murray, Utah. $50 and $50 to you. 50-50 split. So 25%, that's $25. So a brand new person comes on board. Angus, you order. Craig introduced you. Craig's paid $25. Now, Angus goes out and helps his friend Murray. Don't know if you got a friend Murray, but let's say. And Murray says, yeah, I want to get Premio. I need to get up in the morning and stop feeling like an 80-year-old. I need to have better flexibility. I want to get rid of my aches and pains. I need to get my plumbing fixed. That's one of the first things that everyone notices. So Murray buys it. Angus gets paid $25. Craig, because he introduced Angus, level 2, $10. So this is sprint money. This is paid every Friday, once a week. Cutoff is midnight, Sunday night in the US. So your Monday lunchtime. Make it that way. So $25, $10. Mal, you said they pay 50%. That's only $35. Here's the other 5, 5 and 5. 5% goes to global bonus pool. You're going to get introduced to that. You're all going to get that. I mean, it's so easy to get there. 5% to the elite pool. Well, they've been coughing up all this elite pool money the last couple of weeks. You know how they did that? They just gave you the new rank advancements where there's $6,500 up for grabs individually for each one of you. And the incentive pool, well, Nigel on this call, he got big chunks of that, right? $2,000 the other month, $1,000 the other month. I think he got $2,000 2 months in a row. Always $50. So upfront money, this can solve your problem. Now, look, most people are going to order 200 points worth minimum. They're going to get this, 2 of them, or they're going to get a Olivet bundle. They're going to get Flex and some Visa Lux and some Prima. That's double the money, right? It's just really simple, $50, $20. Now, that's paid weekly. And when you start with our company, you will get, as soon as you've earned $10, you're a part of Pay Quicker. That's the finance company they use worldwide. Pay Quicker instantly issues you an online card. So it's a virtual card. Pardon me, you can use that card. You can book online flights. You can book hotels. You can buy your groceries with it. Nigel, what'd you do the first time you got paid? I called you up.
Pay my electricity bill.
Yeah, and I said, what's the one thing that's bothering you? He said, I got an electricity bill. Great. Let's go. Let's get your phone. Let's go onto your Pay Quicker. There's your card. Pay your bill. And he's like, what? That one? Well, pay the bill. He paid the bill, and he was like, holy cow. But there you go. So your money's instantly accessed. You ask for the card. It's shipped to you. It arrives a matter of weeks later. You got a physical card and all, like I do. I leave a percentage on my card, and I put about half of it. I send it to my bank. You can just register your bank if you'd like to. And for me, it's there that I'm here. I'm in a third world country, right? I'm not living in Australia. I moved from Thailand 10 years ago. I was there for 15 years. I was in the Caribbean 10 years. I was in North America 20 years before that. Where I'm at, the banking's a little archaic. Guess what? I transfer the money in the morning. It's in my account before I go to bed. So great pay system. Now, let's get our longevity money. And I'm going to show you something here. You know what? If you're a person who goes, man, I'm just really struggling. I don't have $110 to get started. All right, I'm going to give you a hint. Our company's different than any other. Without ordering product, you haven't ordered any product, and a person you introduce someone and they order product, you're paid on the first level. Everyone you personally introduce, doesn't matter how many you introduce, the company pays you level 1 of the sprint money without you having any product purchase. No company on the planet does that. And the same with the monthly residual. See here, 0 to 99 points. No product purchase, they'll pay you level 1. So this is 8 levels deep. Just go on the far right. I'm going to give you a hint. Every other company, this is uni level, they all decrease. You've been part of it. You've seen. I know people don't pay much attention to their pay plans, but they decrease. You know, they get less and less and less. Why is that? Because the numbers get bigger. Here you got a handful of people. And then you got, say, 4 or 5 times more. So 20, 30 people on this level. Now you end up with like 100 here. Now you're into the hundreds. Now you're into the thousands and tens of thousands in your team as it grows over time. This gets tiny, tiny, tiny. Not with us. 5% is $5. $5, $5. Wow, what's that? Look at that on the 3rd level. $10, 10%, double the income. Why do they do that? Now it could be $20 or it could be $50, depending on what people order. Why do they do that? Because they understand in this business, most people help someone and then that person helps someone that kind of dies there. Most average Joes, just the mums and dads, people trying to get their health better. But what happens here? There's an incentive for you to go and help them. For me to work with Craig to work with Angus, and Angus to go and work with Murray. And all of a sudden, everybody's getting double the pay. And also here, we have a phenomenal tool. It's called Studio. I'll introduce you in a minute. And what happens there? Anna's coming in. She's late. Sorry, I didn't see her in the waiting room. Apologize to her. Here she comes. Sorry, Anna. Didn't see you in the waiting room there. Why do we have 10% on the 3rd level? Because you know what? If you have influencers, you know, the world's moving to influence marketing and affiliate sales and being able to utilize online shopping. And that's where we're helping you. You got a tool that's going to open up where you can have an online store and everyone's just going straight to it. Right, Margie? We talked to your guys this morning. I saw him look up when I mentioned that he could create, he's got his online store and he just puts our SKUs in there and he gets 25% and he does nothing. He didn't have to carry inventory. He didn't have to, nothing, no overhead at all. 25%. What a great deal. Where would you have all those people? That level. And you double your income. So let's break this down really simple. This stuff, that looks really confusing to me, right? And you know what? If you have a customer in other companies, a customer, you get paid one time up front and then they're lost in the pay plan. In our company, for life, a customer, someone says, I don't want to build the MLM thing. And you know, when you come on board with us, brand new person, Anna, brand new person, Angus, if you're on the other nights, tomorrow night, I'll cover the regular, show you how it all works. You come on board. There's nothing like we're a network marketing company. It's just like you're on a shopping site. You're buying these core olive tree products. You're buying them online. And a customer, you're paid 25% for life on every single one of their orders. And it never goes away. But we still pay out the whole money through the 8 levels. So let's break it down. Really simple. Here you are. You're on board. You buy yourself a pack of Premio. Now, you haven't got any product. You get paid level 1. You buy product. Now you're paid level 2. So that's you and the people you introduce. How would you like to get paid 3 levels and get that double the money? Go out and help 3 people join your team with a 100-point order. That's it. 3 people to join your team with a 100-point order, and you need 1,000 points, Mel. Holy cow. I can't even do 20 push-ups, you say. I can't do 1,000 of anything. At 100 points, it's only 10 tins of Premio. That's it. That's only like 10 of any of the products. It's only 10. And here, remember, there's 1 sale because your points count for you. And 3, there's 4. And then look, remember, 3 who get 3 don't have to. I'm just giving you a little guide. There's another 9. There's 14 sales. There's 1,400 points. That's a lot more than what you need. Already qualified, you get called a capper. That's it. It's just a name. Doesn't mean anything, but you're getting paid 3 levels deep and you doubled your income on this level. This is residual income. And every single one of these sales that you've helped people, you got 25% up on front. And every one of the 2nd level, you got 10% on. Now let's move to the next level. Quinto, what is that? That's just Italian for 5. So Quinto, you're 3 people. Remember, 3 who get 3. We'll teach these 9 people to go out and get 3. Now, it never works that way. Right, Nigel? Right, Craig? Doesn't go that way. Some margin, you know, somebody takes off.
Yep.
Another person's a bit slower, but that doesn't matter here. It's not like, oh, you're getting penalized because you got a big lead. No. All you got to do now, you're down to 5 levels deep. So now you're into a team with, 80, 100, 200, 400 odd people in your team. What happens? 3 people, still the same, 100 points each, but you need 3 legs of 10 orders each. That's it. Minimum. Can be a lot more, just minimum. 3 legs of 10 orders each. We have a holding tank. When someone comes on board, them and any team they're building, they're there for 60 days. You can pick them up physically and go and place them wherever you want in your team, and they stay there. That's a very simple thing. Now we move up to the next one. Why? Because you want to get 7 levels deep. Now you're into thousands of people. Do the math. Thousands of people times $5. Is that going to make a difference? Is it going to pay more than your mortgage each month? You bet, right? Is that going to solve some of your debt? Now, does it happen overnight? No. Can it happen in a handful of months? You bet. It can happen in 2 months if you put your head down, tail up, and go to work. It can happen over 6 months, a year. It's not hard here because I'm going to show you. That big number, that's only 200 sales. And, with most people doing more than 200 points, it's only 100 people in your team, 100 sales. It's not hard. It's all the time before this company's launch, when I was working with the owners and with Ray and some other people, we kept saying to Joe and Gordon Morton, the owners, it's too simple. You guys are making it too easy. And they went, we know exactly what we're doing because we want to get everybody to the top. Now, I'm going to give you a hint here. You're making great income here, and you need 3 teams of 50 sales each. It's that simple. These people don't have to be Kappas and Quintos, and there's no titles. It's just everything is pure volume. Guess what happens once you're a venti? You're part of what's called Palladio. Palladio is a special architect, came out of Italy, and a lot of buildings today, all the courts, all the government buildings are all built, not your fancy one in Canberra. The old one used to be. I'm old enough to remember the old white one. But what happens at Venti? You become an owner of the company. We're not talking about pools yet. You become an owner, and you get a share certificate, and you get paid dividends on the profits of this company, separate from the pay plan. I want you to think that through. No company's been done that before, but you want to get to Premio. Why? Because at Premio, you've got life-changing income. And here's why I'm so excited. It's too easy. It's 500 sales in your team. A leg of 50 sales, a leg of 200 sales, a leg of 200 sales. You go, that could never happen. It happens. It's just a matter of people sharing with people. And when you got products, and look, when we got this Visa Lux, where this is going to explode you, folks. You've had a couple facial products that blew up in Australia. One of them started with a J. People want to look younger, and nothing beats what this thing does and how Prima makes you feel. And the flex, you've got an injury, you're hurting, you're stiff neck, you got a bad back, and you put that on, and 15 minutes later, you got relief, and it lasts all day. Well, it's so simple to get to 500 sales in your team. Now, someone says, I don't know, what happens with this structure? Maybe it couldn't work. Maybe it would be. Well, we got a couple things that are different than any other company. First, you go, it's only 8 levels deep. Okay, man like Craig, he goes, wow, I got all these international contacts. They could end up wherever. Well, it doesn't matter with us because, Craig, I'm not sure if you knew this, you can get paid 25 levels deep, 70 levels, 100 levels deep because, each one of these figures that you need, there's no limit to the level. Every other company, you're cut off at that level. No, there's no limit. It doesn't matter how deep this thing goes. You can end up with a Johnny B. Good cash guy that rips it up and goes like crazy, and a Margie that goes and tears up another leg, and you think you've left all that money on the table. Not our company. Remember I told you? No breakage. And then here's the last part. No company's ever done this again. That's the 4th time I've said this. It's called horizontal compression. So it will take, let's go back here. Once you're at Venti, once you're at Quinto, it starts kicking in. And once you're at Venti, it's very advantageous. So let's say here, you need 50 sales, 200 sales, 200 sales. but it didn't work that way, right? Let's have a look. You've got one team, 25,000 points, 250 sales. That's good. That's that one look there. That's looked after. 25 is more than 250 is more than 200. You still paid an all 250. It counts. It works. But then your second team, it's got 65 sales, 6,500 points. You look back here and you need one at 5,000, 50 sales. Okay, that one qualified. That's good. But then the third one, look, you need 200 sales. You're going, oh my goodness, I haven't got it. I've only got 60. But you got another leg, and then you got another team, and you got another team. You can be very as wide as you want. You're going to have a lot of customers, and the company, it won't move the people. It will just take all that volume and put it underneath whichever leg needs the help. So here you are, and you got 3 legs building. You could have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 40 legs if you want. And it'll take the leg that's short and add all of those points just for that month to make sure you qualify and get the bonuses, because they want you to be a Premio. Because at Premio, you get a 5% pool every 90 days. So what do you 5%? Mal, it doesn't mean anything. I hated ratios. Couldn't stand when we did percentages at school. No, I didn't like math at all. Well, 5% is $5 on every $100 spent. And every 90 days, all those $5 from all the teams, not your team, every team in this world. So if you think of the company they built, and Joe said to one of the guys on this call last night, he asked him, where you going? He said, will it be bigger in Zango? And he knows he was part of that. And that was $1 billion a year company. And he went, yes, it will. And that's Joe being excited. What's 5% of $1 billion? 50 million. Split it up into 4. That's 12.5 million. Do the math, what those checks are. I've seen those checks when they used to be 3%. These checks, this is the biggest part of the whole pay plan. So this is going to solve your problems. And these boys like to reward people. They love to have fun. There's a reward going. Besides the 6,500 that's up for grabs until the end of next month, there is also, I'll skip this one. This is Gordon doing it. One sec. There is also a trip to Italy. No, not to a convention, not to sit in a ballroom, listen to some guy talk. A trip to Italy, to go to Venice, Italy. And in Venice, Italy, stay at the best Hilton there is on an island, the key gem of all the Hiltons in all of Europe. Go and eat at the fanciest Italian restaurants in Venice. Go out on the canals, go for a ride. And all you got to do, you don't have to do it 3 months, just one time between now and the end of August, qualify. And I'm going to send you to it. For you brand new people, I'll do this really quickly for you. Because we got new people on the call. Did that swap over for you to the other screen? Yes? Let's have a look. I can't see that there. Yeah, it did. Very good. I'm going to show you. They're giving you a sign. You got to come back tomorrow. I'm going to show you what happens. Get oiled up with Oliabo. Because we're not just an oil company. We're the whole tree. That's the key to it. One product's the oil. That's it. And that was not even our product. We're 3 months in before we finally went, okay. We'll get your oil out of Italy. We're not that. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a show you. Come on, you can come along. A little bit. Well, the company asked me to do I might as well show this. They asked me to do a testimony. You know, it's in our nature to share. I'm Malcolm. And with Oliabo, yeah, I do a lot of sharing. The things I find so rewarding is the people that come on and share how their life experiences, how their daily routines, how things that maybe they struggle with, they found relief with through what? Look, right behind me here. Utilizing that because somebody took the time to share with them. And then now they're out there and they're sharing with others. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face than seeing people's lives change for the better. And it's happened because of daily routine, daily intake, and daily use of Oliabo, Premio, Flex, and all our other things. Helping people share, and we do it. Italian purity meets American purpose. We have a great product to help you. Our Flex product, our Visalux for your face to look younger, our oil to make you cook great. But you know what I do with this? I take a tablespoon in the morning. I've got 1 spoon left here, and then I've got another 2 bowls there. Oh, it's right there. I keep it. And I take a tablespoon of this at night. And it makes it's incredible what it's doing for me. But this is the key, the core product.
Oliabo doesn't add artificial fixes. We protect what nature already perfected. From harvest to final product, everything is designed with intention. Food was never meant to be this complicated. Health is supposed to be simple. For thousands of years, the longest living people on Earth didn't count macros or chase trends. They ate real food. They honored the olive tree. And they used olive oil not just as food, but as medicine. Modern processing stripped that power away. Oliabo exists to restore it. This isn't a supplement. It's a return to what actually works.
That's key, folks, not a supplement, whole food. So remember, if you're brand new people, real quick here, the phytonutrients and the polyphenols, oleocanthal. Now, yes, that comes out of the oil. That's nature's best anti-inflammatory. I want you to think of ibuprofen as man's answer. That works, right? But you can't keep taking ibuprofen. Ibuprofen ruins your kidneys, eat holes in your liver. More than anything, though, it makes the stomach bleed. Not just this one up here, your small intestine. It ruins that gut health. Oleocanthal is 200 times stronger than ibuprofen. It's nature's best anti-inflammatory. And everything that goes wrong with your body, from cardiovascular to brain health, to joints, to heart and lung, to vascular, to high blood pressure, diabetic, I'm not making medical claims here, to anything, to your plumbing, even to your sexual whatever, you know, guys, morning wood, you know what I'm talking about. It all boils down to one thing in our health: inflammation of the cells. And if you can stop inflammation, you solve the whole problem. That's the key to it right there. Oleocanthal. The luripine, where's that come from? Not oil. It comes from the leaf of the tree. And luripine, very bitter, but very, very powerful phytonutrient, very powerful polyphenols. Blood sugar, diabetic, microbial, that's your small gut, your small intestine, weight management. We're not a weight loss company, but you know, you people on the call, you know what happens, right? Your body size, it changes. It gets smaller and smaller. Your scale doesn't go down because you're not losing the wrong muscle mass, getting rid of all that horrible fat. Verbascicide does not come from the oil. That comes from the pulp of the fruit and the seed in the fruit. Brain support, microbial again, metabolic, getting that RPM engine going in your body again. Vascular, inflammatory, skin. And it comes in this core key product, three products in one. High phenolic, extra virgin olive oil, full, over chocolate block infused with oleocanthal in the 2 large capsules. The other capsule, olivectum, our proprietary blend. Leaf extract, fruit extract. That's the key to it. Remember the verbascicide and the luripine. And then Rosa, the red capsule, completely separate from the olive tree. It's a pycnogenol. It comes from grapeseed extract. And lycopene comes from really good tomatoes. But both of those, in conjunction with this, creates a pathway in our body that makes it work so good. So, look, Angus, Annie, you new people, Jenny, Lewis, go grab your phone, Robert, and take a snapshot. Because this is what sold me. Squalane doesn't come from the oil. Comes out of the tree. The best thing for your skin. Incredible. And what helps with our pain. And I wrote these down. I went to ChatGTP. I pulled it off. Hydroxytyrosol. Didn't mention that one. Doesn't come from the oil, comes out of the tree. Great for your neurodegenerative, neuroprotective. Upstairs, right? Great for your endothelial. That's your high blood pressure. And when I wrote all these 5 things down and went and looked at it, I called Ray back and went, I want whatever this company's going to be doing, I want this stuff inside my body. And then they told me where it came from. And I was flabbergasted. I was like, really? Thousands of years, it's been right in front of us. Nobody figured this out. So that's the key to all of this. Here's a little hint.
When I first got it, I immediately let Joe and Curtis know my experience, and it goes like this. Like, I got my Prima on Friday, and by Monday, I kind of noticed that I'm not hungry. I'm not finishing my meals, and I'm like, what the heck? And then I heard this share on Tuesday, you know, one of our people in Oliabo Nation shared that she was experiencing a curbed appetite, and I'm like, hey, that's me too. And and it's been the same ever since. I've been on it for 2 weeks now, and I'm just, my meals are, I'm not finishing them, and I'm not even hungry at dinner, and I don't want to cook. So yeah, that's been my experience so far. And I can't get on a scale to see if I've released any weight because, you know, physical limitations. But, you know, I do notice my jewelry, my ring spins. It's the camera's off backwards on here, but my ring spins around easily. You know, it just goes, and then my clothes are fitting looser. And nobody has talked about elimination, the benefits. And he explained how important that is, and it is, you know, to that part of our body really needs to, and it has really improved. And some of the people that I have have shared the same experience, and even they don't even know they had a problem in that area till they took Oliabo, and they're amazed, and they're having great experiences with that. I'm complete. Thank you. When I first got it, I immediately let Joe and Curtis know my experience, and it goes like this. Like,
your elimination, big problem with people. Yeah, I'm going to skip this one. These gals, there's so many of them. They go on for quite a little bit about what is going on. But here, look, this is my good mate. He's not network marketing, never done network marketing. William Wheaton. Lives in the United States, just below where I used to live. He's just out of Montana, the edge of the mountains. He has a body shop. What do you guys call panel beating shop? Mostly trucks. And I called him up because he's a good old mate. And I know he's been struggling with his business. And he said he was closing the shop down because he's just too old, too stiff, hurts too much. Got a guy on the call here, Greg, same position. And I told him, I said, Will, I'm going to give you a site, go order this, start taking it. Premio, our core product. Now, he's never done network marketing, but he was smart enough to set up his phone and film himself when he got up in the morning, because he's so stiff and so sore, and his legs are no good from inflammation. He could barely walk. So he did this before his product came. And then after 4 or 5 days, he set the phone up in the same position and filmed himself again. He did it around his shop. He did it when he was leaving work. Very stiff and walking great. You know, I know it's only very short. Trouble going downstairs, now going great. And that he also did, a couple more here. Where are we? Leaving his shop, stiff and sore. And then 5 days later, leaving his shop. Or working in his shop. He's got a truck. He's having trouble. Look at these legs all puffed up. Now doing great. Not a network marketer. He just was surprised and went, Mal, I got to tell you, it's crazy. This mate of mine, you know, the gal, she was just talking about Donna, about your plumbing. Listen to him.
I just had a hernia surgery a few months ago, and I've still been kind of irregular as far as that went because I had part of my colon caught up in the hernia. But here lately, everything's been going great. And the only thing I can contribute it to is the Prima.
Simple product. Joseph, my mate up in New Jersey, good old boy. Here's his arm. You guys know what this looks like. We see it really common in Australia. We call it liver spots. Maybe that's because you guys like drinking beer, but it's not. Ashley, our formulator of our product, certified skincare or an organic formulator that put together the Visa Lux and the Flex for us. She explains how this works. It's because of getting inflammation in your skin cells, and then your skin cells over communicating too fast, and that's the result. And we all know that it happens to us as we get older. It's not good, especially on the backs of your hands. So he's really struggling here. This is his arm. Now, this is 4 weeks of on Prima, and he used 4 to 5 days of flex on his arm. That's just straight. Doesn't get any better. Why? The best anti-inflammatory products, the highest in antioxidant, great for your skin health. This one of our gals in Australia, is she on the call here? No, she's not on the call. It's one of her. Here's her hands. This just been taking Prima. That's the difference to you. You know what these are really called? They're liver spots. That's cleaning the inside of your body. So great. We want to get to a point that we're healthy. And then some of you saw this the other night. This is Julia in Singapore, really good friend of mine, 57 years of age. And she's a science gal, right? She really puts me through the ringer for, you proved to me this product's good, and I'm going to see my doctor. And she took 5 of her friends, and we're getting all our blood work done, and we're going to do everything, right? She's been in the industry a long time. She wants to make sure it's good. Now, she has a vascular age index. It ages the cell linings of your heart and your aorta and the pulmonary valves in your heart. So this is before getting the product. She goes to the doctor and she gets tested. She's 57 years. Here's her name, patient Julia, 57 years. But her vascular age is plus 14. That's saying she's 71 years of age. Not good. She really struggles. She's got trouble with her heart and high blood pressure. A couple days later, she's back there again. Product hadn't arrived. She's in Singapore. We hadn't even opened up the country. Now she's up 73. And she's like, Malcolm, now here's what happens. This is not the next day. A product came and it's 5 days later, right? You always got to be transparent. So 5 days later, 5 days on Prima, she goes back to the doctor, gets all the blood work done. Now, instead of being 73 vascular age, she's 58. She's getting close to her age. Then she's down to 55. Then she's down into her 40s. Now she's down into her 30s. That's science. It works. And this was, I showed you just the other day, and she spoke about it. Last day of June, she was busy in the kitchen right on the Sunday after church, and then she had a big dinner to go to. She was cooking food, and she accidentally caught the wok with a blouse, and she had a towel on, and the oil spilled all over her, and she ended up badly burned and had to go to the hospital. So this, and I wrote it out because she speaks Spanglish, half Chinese, half Singaporean English. And she took 2 Prima straight away, went to the hospital. Then that night she drank some oil, and I had a friend from the Philippines going, so we got her some Flex because it's not available in that country. And she got her friend to dab the Flex on. This is on the Sunday. And then here's Monday afternoon. That's how good this product works. So we got something that really works. And I'll just wrap it up with this because when you got to be careful when you do testimonies. You've got to stay compliant. I'll give you a little example, but it's how I feel about the product. And if you know me, I've led a really wild life. I pushed my life to the limit and set just a year off 70. So I'm doing pretty good. When you come into this world, you're gifted a vehicle. I'm sure glad mine was not some sleek Ferrari. I think I was gifted more like an old pickup truck because I tended to abuse mine. I overloaded it pretty hard. What's happened now that I got some gray hairs? Well, that old engine, it doesn't quite get the mileage it used to. It doesn't seem to have the horsepower it should have. When I'm moving around, the old suspension and tires down below here, they don't quite work as good as they used to. The brakes are a little slow to pull it up. Even the electronic part, it tends to misfire and miscue and fall behind sometimes. And then somebody said, hey, listen, why don't you stop by Oliabo and get a service? So I did daily. I started a daily service routine. And, every single day, daily service. And then for some of those little problems, you need an extra mechanical service, a little bit of a fix, daily fix. I started doing that. Lo and behold, I was thinking I might have to trade this old pickup truck in. all those problems seem to be in the rearview mirror. I even feel like I got this guy, I wouldn't bother trading her in for another 30 years. Maybe you need to service your vehicle. Oliabo. Yeah, I tell my kids I'm going to outlive them. So I'm not trading my truck, this old buddy, in for another 30 years. That's how good I feel with the product. Margie, are you up to swimming from Curl to Lord Howe Island and back? I'm gonna ask you guys.
Definitely not.
It's okay. We don't have to exaggerate, but Margie's been a great leader with a couple other companies from South Africa. She lives in Lambie Heights in Sydney. She loves to get up in the morning, first thing, sunrise, and go to Curl and swim and meets people. And she's a great life coach. But how do you feel about the product?
I would love to be in a position where I can shout from the rooftops, but I can't at the moment, not just yet, because I'm still involved with another company. So my transition will still take some months before I can actually go social on it. But for me, it's made the biggest difference is my brain. My brain, before having struggled for nearly 18 months after a hysterectomy, the anesthetic sent my brain into fog. I couldn't work my computer properly. It took me ages to do things. If someone gave me an instruction that was more than 2 or 3 things, forget, I couldn't follow it. The cognitive function was not firing on all cylinders. I've only been on Oliabo or Premio for 4 months, and I'm back to where I was. I feel amazing. Sleep is incredible.
It's personal, folks, but 4 months ago, I was like this. I used to text Ray, listen, say a prayer for me because I'm about to call Margie. We're good friends. And now it's just like click, 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 click. I'm telling you, nootropics is very important for you brand new people. And it's become so prevalent today. It used to be, I was born in the 50s and the early 60s. Maybe 1 in 500 of your dad's mates lost his mind and had what we call dementia, old age, right? Now, it seems like every third, fourth person is struggling with mental health. And that's all because of what's going on in our lifestyles, what's going on with the foods we eat, what's going on with all the nonsense that, being right here in front of all this technology is not good at all. You have to be preventative. How many people on this call have noticed this, huh? Your flexibility, all little things. You getting the top of the milk off, getting your shoelaces done up when you want to do a sporting event and you can't quite get it done properly. It is, keep track, all you brand new people, keep track. Where's Greg? Greg, are you there? You can unmute yourself. Greg's a builder. I've known Greg a long time. He's actually come and lived at my house or stayed at my house in Phuket back in the days. And I called Greg up. I just went, Greg, look, you're a mate. How's your building business going? And Greg said, I'm just talking while he's here. I can ask you to unmute. Where are you here? You can unmute, Greg. And I asked him, how's your building business going? And he was like, Mal, not so crash. He's my age. Not so crash hot. I only can do half a day. And I was like, what? Not enough work? He went, there's far too much work. I just can't do more than 4 hours. My body can't take it anymore, especially my hands. I can't hang on to the tools. I can't grip the things I got to do. Now, well, maybe he's busy with his girl or his wife, but he's on the call. Just I'm asking him to unmute. But now, what happens?
Yeah, I'm here, Malcolm. How are you?
There he
Good.
is. Look at it. See, he's putting full days in. And what'd that
Going
take?
very good. Yep.
About a week.
Took about a week, Malcolm. Yeah, took about a week. Yeah, fantastic. Yep. Very good.
And now he shares the flex with his mates on the job site as well. It's just all little things in lifestyle, right, Greg? You get your life back.
It is. It is. Yeah, little bits. Yeah. Just get them to try it. Put it on their arms and get them to try it. Fantastic. Yep.
All you gotta do, people want to know the science. You know the science? Take that, rip it open, put it in your belly, and you'll get all the scientific study in the world. Is that flat out? All right, we're coming up on the hour. I'm gonna let you guys go. Where tomorrow. Why do we have a pin? Oh, that's a note. Oh, Lewis. All right, note taker. I see. I thought it was like a nappy pin. My brother, when I was a little baby, he was 2 or 3. He swallowed his nappy pin. There you go, Marge. I remember everything. I don't know why I just remembered that. Okay, tomorrow morning, not on my link anymore. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. your time. Look in your email. If you're using Gmail, go check in promotions tab, because the way Oliabo word stuff, it seems to end up in the promotions tab. But there's a link. I can't give you the link because the way they set it up, it generates a brand new link every week. But there's a link, and 6 a.m. your time, but I'll tape it for you if you can't make it. And that's the corporate weekly. But tomorrow's important. If you don't get on it, watch for me to post the taping and SurfingLife, filling your toolbox for success. I'll put it up on the YouTube channel as well right away, because I don't know, but Ray's really excited. There's some pretty good announcements and another phase getting released. So that'd be well worth to be on it. And then at 10 a.m. your time, and not on my link anymore, but on the corporate link, is Giant Food for Giants. And that's evolved. We're up to, what is it now? 5th week. And it's great. And I'm telling you, there's no pre-planning. Gordon and I, or last week it was Joe and I, it's off the cuff. It's and it's a great, great, great way to learn, to get your mind right, to build your business right. And then see you guys tomorrow night, and I'll do the regular presentation.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Bring your people. Hey, Nigel.
Hey, Nigel. How are you?
Yeah, Nigel has a testimony. Nigel, on the last day of January, I get up in the morning, I have a prayer with God outside, standing on the grass in the dark, have a chat. It's none of this almighty stuff. It's just, I have a chat with him. And that day, I had this big, overwhelming feeling of gratitude. I've had a great life. And I was like, it'd be so, not thinking about my business. God knows everything. You don't need to tell him. It was like, it'd be good if I could really help someone today. Now, I've known Nigel for 20 plus years, but we haven't spoken in probably 15 to 20 years. And I turn my computer on, as I always do, 4:30 in the morning, start my work, everything gets done by 8 o'clock, folks. Get your day done. And then the message came through 3 minutes after turning it on. That's Nigel Lau. I'm like, holy cow. Have not heard from Nigel in 20 years. He was just like, how you doing? And what did I do? I picked up the phone. I called him. I didn't text back. I called him. And Nigel said, day before, just got back from northern Pakistan. Nigel is great, spreading the gospel and Christianity around the world. I just got back from Pakistan. Things didn't go the way we went. Had to cut the trip short. Plus, I need money. I need to get back and do this missionary work. He's at retirement age. Yes, he's done network marketing before. And what did I say, Nigel? You need this. I didn't say you're going to make a ton of money. I went, you need this. You need to look after your health, but this will fund it. And I'll give you my word. We'll build a business. And what happened? 6 weeks later, Nigel was on a plane and they went to Malaysia and he did 10 odd days missionary work and he came back. And then 6 to 8 weeks later, where'd you just go, Nigel?
Indonesia.
Another bunch of missions. Oliabo's been funding this. I gave you my word and we're working on it. And look, get a why, folks. Get a why to fix your health and get a why to do something with the money that you make. That's what the key is here. All right. Love you all. See you tomorrow and see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
For the last one for the week.
Good night.
Malcolm. See you
I'll
guys.
contact you tomorrow, Malcolm. I'm chock-a-block.
I understood today with your sister.
Malcolm, can I just ask you, the corporate call?
No, I'm married. I'm married. I'm sorry, I'm taken.
Malcolm, that corporate call, isn't the link on our Oliabo?
Yes,
on
it'll
our
be
studio?
in your, go to your studio.
And you click on tomorrow's date, and there it is.
Is it already up? Let me check.
It will be. I haven't been in there, but that's where it usually is.
I'm going there right now. Here's my thing. Oh, it doesn't show up on, does it? Here's studios coming up. And I'm watching my kids. They just got home from school. That's right. I'm 70 and I got children. First time. Blessed. Here we go. Down to the calendar. Catch up. Oh, look at this recent activity. Okay. 101 people viewed my visa. I used, you have a shareable 101. Oh, it doesn't show on the camera. In one day, 101 people viewed my Visa Lux shareable I sent out. There you go. Things to do. Oliabo Wednesday. Oliabo experience. Let me tap on it. Yeah, there's the link. All right, go to your studio. It's there. I'll post it. I'll take that. Sorry, it doesn't work. There you go. Camera. I'll take that and post it all for you in that link. And then the giant food. Oh, look, they got the link for that one up as well. Different link, but same Zoom company, same Zoom. Fantastic. Thank you, Margie.
Thanks,
for helping
Malcolm.
out.
Thank you, Margie.
Okay, see you later. Bye, Darren. See you later.
Thank you. Bye, Darren.